Hi, I'm Nessa, and I'm so glad you're here watching this video on ESL Top 10. So my goal is to help you improve your English and sprinkle a little bit of joy in there while we're doing it. Today, we're going to be looking at prepositions: in, at, on, and more. These prepositions are specifically to talk about place. So prepositions of place. Before we get started looking at prepositions of place, I want to welcome my helper for this lesson. You might have met him before. Please give a big hand to ESL Cat for being here. You are awesome. So ESL Cat is going to help us by showing us visually some of these prepositions of place and how they are used. Okay, so let's start with the preposition at, probably one of the most common ones we use to talk about place and location. So at shows a point in space. That's why it's so common to use it when you're talking about a structure or a building or a cafe or a restaurant or a cinema or someone's home or maybe work or school. So all very common places, right? So I'll give you a few examples. I'll meet you tonight at the movie theater. Or, what did you do today at school? I had a great time at school, Mom. Thanks for asking. The next one is in. So in shows that something is inside, meaning it is contained within a structure or limits. So I'll give you a few examples. I put my keys in my pocket, right? You could also say, hey, where's the book? Oh, it's in my desk. So it's in. Where's your cat? Oh, my cat's in the bedroom. Want me to go get him? In. We also use in when we're talking about countries, cities, and towns. Basically, remember that those areas have limits. They have borders. So that's why I would say I met my boyfriend in Vancouver, or I studied art and languages in Montreal. So in. The next one I want to talk about is on. So on is used to talk about how something or someone is resting or on or supported by a surface. So a few examples would be, hey, where's ESL Cat? Oh my God, he's on the table. Get off the table. Get off the table. Or maybe I put my glass of water on the little bedside table beside my bed. So it's literally on something. That's why we also say we sit on a sofa or we sit on a chair. So an example would be I was sitting on the sofa. The next one, we're going to look at two because they have the exact same meaning as prepositions. We can say beside or next to. So if something is beside or next to something, it means it is placed at something's side. So let's go back to that example with the sofa. I could say I was sitting on the sofa beside or next to my cat. So there we are. You could also say the store is right beside the park. So when you find the park, you know you're right there. The store is right beside or next to the park. Number 5 is between. So between talks about how something or someone is in the space that separates two other objects. So let's go back to the sofa example. I was sitting on the sofa between my cat and my dog. Look at us, we're so cute. You could also say the store. Let's go back to the store example, is between the park and the bank. So you know it's in the space next to both those objects. Number 6, above. So above shows that something is at a higher point. It could be much higher, as in the plane flew above the clouds. So I'm in the plane, I can look down, and there are many clouds. I could also say I just met the guy who lives in the apartment above mine. Above. Now, the next one is kind of similar. It's over. So over shows the idea of above at a higher point, but often it's directly above as opposed to separated by a large space. It can also be used to say that something is covering something. The next one is under. Under is basically the opposite of over or above. It shows that something is at a lower level than something else. We played hide and go seek, and the cat hid under the bed. Or you could say, where's my jacket? Oh, I think your jacket's under mine, right over there. Just under mine, check. Next one, number 9, across. If something is across from something, it's on the other side. It's opposite. I'll give you a few examples. The bus stop is just across the street. It's right there. So it's on the other side of the street. You could also say, I sat across from my friend on the bus. We were on opposite sides, looking directly at each other. The last one, number 10, in front of. 3 words, in front of something or someone. In front of means facing or directly ahead of something or someone else. I'll give you a few examples. I am standing in line and I'm standing in front of a tall guy, so I can't see what's happening. And if I'm not the last person in the lineup, I am standing in front of someone else. That person is behind me. So I'm in front and they're behind. Another example would be the cat sat in front of the mirror for a long time, just staring at himself. So we're going to wrap up the video, but before you go, hold your horses. I just want to mention that there is a freebie that comes with this particular lesson. So the freebie is a free sheet, a free PDF that goes over these 10 prepositions and a couple more. The freebie has each preposition, the definition, and an example sentence. And more importantly, at the very end of the freebie, there are some super common phrases, with the most common of these prepositions being at, in, and on. A few examples. You post something on Facebook. You see something on the internet. You go on a trip. You read something in a blog post. So those are just a few of the examples. So make sure you get yours. Just check the links below where it says more information, description about the video. And that's it from me. If you liked this video or found it useful, don't forget to hit like and please subscribe, because I would love to have you join our awesome community of English superstars. See you next time.